Welcome back. A federal program to get more Americans connected to the internet could affect up to 1 million Hawaii residents by some estimates. KITV4's Diana Ko talks to tech experts to find out more about the federal Emergency Broadband Benefit, who it helps, and how you can apply.
There exists a digital divide across the country and especially here in Hawaii.
That's state tech expert Bert Lum on the digital inequality in Hawaii.
Now, whether it's education or healthcare or working, you would need, a connection. And how can we, in that stay-at-home state, address some of those challenges that I think were brought on by the pandemic? 14,000, around that number of households that were not connected. So there's a fair amount of households that are not connected.
Lum formed the Broadband Hui in March 2020 when the pandemic started. That group helped tell our community about the Federal Communication Commission's new Emergency Broadband Benefit, which offers subsidies to help families struggling to afford internet service during the pandemic.
The Hui has been working with a lot of local stakeholders and other organizations to try to get eligible households to sign up for the FCC's Emergency Broadband Benefit. So what is that, and what can people do to figure out if they qualify, and then how do they apply?
So the FCC, as a result of the Consolidated Appropriations Act, actually allocated, I think it was $3.2 billion for like a small subsidy for your internet service.
Qualifying residents get up to $50 a month towards broadband service, up to $75 a month if you're on Hawaiian homelands. Eligible households can also get $100 to buy a laptop, desktop computer, or tablet. Hawaii State Librarian Stacy Aldridge has noticed the problem isn't just about having an internet signal, it's also about having the technology.
People may have connectivity, but they don't have up-to-date technology to connect.
Lum estimates most of the state could qualify.
Could be closer to 1 million. Right now, we are at something like 13,000. So there's a lot more that could be done to sign up and take advantage of this.
Lum encourages people to sign up and stay connected. Diana Ko, KITV4 Island News.